your phone, laptop, or headphones ever start playing audio, you don't remember pressing play for turn it off. Don't pause it. Don't scrub through the timeline. Don't try to check where the sound is coming from. Just turn it off. Because this is the story of someone who didn't. His name was Ethan Brooks, 29-year-old horror creator from Ohio, and the audio file he played didn't just play sound. It played something, watching from the silence underneath it. And if at any point while listening to this story, your room suddenly goes quiet, you'll understand why he didn't survive. Ethan lived alone in a small third-floor walk-up apartment in downtown Cleveland. The kind with thin walls, uneven floors, and a buzzing desk lamp that flickered whenever the fridge kicked on. It wasn't much, but it was enough for his channel. Midnight Static. Every Friday at 3 a.m., he'd sit in his dimly lit room and tell horror stories, local legends, backwoods disappearances, cold case files, lost broadcasts from the 80s, analog nightmares, entities that lived in thin places between what's real and the parts we pretend not to see. He had an audience that adored him, 300,000 subscribers, enough for rent, enough for groceries, enough to convince him that creating horror was a stable career. He had rules for himself. Never use real names without permission. Never cover anything dangerous that could get viewers hurt. Never open files from anonymous emails. Never ever play raw audio that someone sends you. Rule number 4 existed for a reason. One time he played an EVP sample a fan sent him, and his headphones blew out midstream. He joked about it. On a Tuesday night in March around 2:11 a.m., Ethan received an email. No subject line, no sender. The address was just a string of corrupted symbols that looked more like a crashed hard drive than text. Inside the email, there was only one file attachment, 317 final.wav, and one message. Play on stream. Don't listen past 317. Don't listen alone. No introduction, no explanation. No, hey, I love your content. Here's something you might use. Just those 3 rules. Ethan assumed it was a joke from a fan trying to create a viral moment. He dragged the file to his desktop. As soon as he did, the icon flickered. Twice, glitching like a bad VHS tape trying to stabilize its tracking. Then it stopped. The file sat there, patient, like it was waiting. Friday, 2:59 a.m. Ethan went live. His room was dark, except for the blue glow from his dual monitors and the single buzzing lamp on his desk. He did his usual intro. Good evening, Midnight Static listeners. Tonight, we're doing something stupid. Chat exploded. Let's go! Play the cursed file, bro. 317 sounds like a ritual NGL. This is Ohio Horror Real. Ethan smirked. All right, here we go. He clicked the file. The audio started with nothing, not normal nothing. No room tone, no electrical hum, no background noise. Just a perfect, clean, unnatural silence. Like someone recorded silence in a vacuum and amplified it. Then he heard it. A faint whisper. Female. Soft. Layered. Like several voices trying to speak through one throat. The voice wasn't saying anything in English, or in any language he recognized. Chat blew up. My screen flickered. Headphones buzzing WTF. Is this like reversed Latin? Turn it up, dude. We can't hear it. But Ethan could hear it. Too clearly. He cleared his throat and said into the mic, Okay, that's weird. Let's keep going. The playback timer crawled. 2:52, 2:53, 2:54. The whispering grew more insistent. Something about the sound felt wrong, like it didn't belong in headphones, like it belonged in a hallway late at night, just outside a closed bedroom door. His chest tightened. The email's warning echoed in his mind. Don't listen past 3:17. The timer ticked. 03:14, 03:15, 03:16. Chat went insane. Bro, stop. Ethan, it's freezing. My clock just froze at 3:17. Turn it off. Ethan glanced at his system clock. 3:17 a.m. He looked at the audio timer. 3:17. Both froze. And then the world fell silent. Not muted, not quiet. Dead. His fridge stopped humming. The distant traffic stopped. Even the buzzing lamp cut out. Everything stopped. He whispered, "Hello?" The whisper he heard in response was not from his microphone, not from his headphones. It was from inside the headphones themselves, his own voice, whispering, "Don't breathe." He hears movement between seconds. He ripped the headphones off. The silence didn't move. Time didn't move. For a single stretched out moment, Ethan felt like he was suspended between two ticks of a clock. Then, everything snapped back. No warning, just reality. Chat exploded. Bro, why did you say that? The stream froze for everyone at 3:17. I heard your voice twice, dude. My lights flickered, what EF? Nah, this is cursed. Ethan stammered. I didn't say anything. Shaking, he pulled the file into his editing software. He zoomed into the waveform around 3:17. It wasn't flat, it wasn't silent, it was too full. A thick, heavy wall of black. He switched to the spectrogram view. The screen erupted into darkness. Except, in the center, a shape appeared. It looked like a face drawn by someone who'd seen a human once, but didn't quite remember how it worked. Two uneven holes for eyes, a stretched, crooked line for a mouth, and behind it, dozens of other faces, packed into a vertical column, like they were fighting to get out of the silence. Ethan whispered, "What are you?" The software flickered and crashed. His monitor shut off, but he still saw something. In the reflection of the blank screen just behind his right shoulder, a tall figure. Still. Thin. Head tilted too far to the left. It vanished when he turned around. He posted the spectrogram screenshot to his community tab. Minutes later, he received a DM. No avatar. No name. Account created that same day. The message said, "You shouldn't have played the silence." Ethan typed, "What silence?" The reply came instantly. The silence inside the sound. You compressed it and it compressed back. Ethan didn't breathe. Another message came. "We called it the listener. It lives in the gap between 1 second and the next. In the old days, it lived in TV static, in radio hiss, in white noise." The typing bubble appeared, paused, appeared again. Now it uses audio files, streams, headphones. The closer you zoom into the silence, the closer it zooms into you. One last message. You broke the rules. The account vanished. That night, Ethan woke up to the sound of his computer fans running. Loud, like they were straining. His room was pitch black, except for the pale glow of his monitor. His audio program was open. So was the file. The playhead was at 3 o'clock. He hadn't opened it. His mouse moved by itself. Slowly, deliberately. Over the play button. Click. The whispering returned. This time louder, hungrier. The timer crawled. 3:11, 3:12, 3:13, 3:14. Ethan reached for the power cable. Before he could pull it, his left headphone, sitting on the desk, whispered in his own voice, "Don't cut it off. It hates that." He froze. 0316, 0317. And silence slammed into the room. The air became heavy, thick, wet, like the walls had absorbed sound themselves. He felt the room stretching, like it was pulling away from reality slowly, quietly, like something was waking up. A voice breathed into his right ear, not through the headphones, not through the speakers, into his ear. His own voice. There you are. The lights flicked on. The timer jumped to 318. The file name changed. Not 317 final.wav anymore, but foundyou.wav. Ethan uploaded a video warning people not to listen. Within an hour, comments exploded. Yo, why did you whisper my name at 6:31? My room went silent when you mentioned 317. My audio cut and I heard breathing. I replayed the part and it wasn't there. Then someone posted a TikTok, a recording of their screen while watching Ethan's video. At 3:17, their recording went silent, completely. And for one frame, just one frame, a tall, blurred silhouette stood behind Ethan, head tilted, motionless. Ethan stopped sleeping entirely. He dug through old forums, archived message boards, radio operator logs from the early 90s, FOIA documents about unexplained audio transmissions. A pattern emerged: radio static anomalies, TV broadcast interruptions, audio tapes melting in machines, listeners reporting missing seconds, people hearing their own voices, disappearances at 3:17 a.m. In one old ham radio forum, a retired operator wrote, "We called it the listener because it never transmitted anything. It would only respond." Another user wrote, "It doesn't live in dark places. It lives in quiet places." Someone else, "If you compress silence enough, you compress the space between seconds. That's where it lives, where it waits." A final reply, "Do not record 3 minutes of silence. That's how it crosses over." Ethan had played 3 minutes and 17 seconds, twice. He decided to end everything. One last stream, one last warning. No storytelling, no theatrics, just the truth. He went live. "I don't know how long I can talk," he said. "This file, it's not just a file, it's an opening." Chat spammed. "Bro, your mic is glitching. Why does he sound duplicated? Turn off the filter, dude, WTF." Ethan wasn't using a filter. His voice began lagging, repeating, overlapping with itself. Then his mouth stopped moving, but his voice continued, calm, clear. Not his voice, not exactly, like a perfect imitation. "Good evening, Midnight Static listeners." Chat panicked. "Bro, his mouth isn't moving. What is that behind him? Turn around, turn around, turn around. Ohio is wilding again." Ethan couldn't move. The voice continued. "Tonight, I want you to sit in the dark, turn everything off, and listen." His camera flickered. In the reflection of his dark window, a tall figure stood behind him, head bent, neck too long, body too still. "Because if you hear nothing at all," the voice said, "not even the sound of your own room." The figure leaned closer. "It means I found you too." The stream cut to black. The VOD corrupted. It refuses to load. People who recorded the stream found their files empty, white noise only, then black. Except for one frame, Ethan's empty chair, headphones on the ground, and in the dark doorway behind it, a blurred tall silhouette, tilted at the neck like a broken antenna pointing at something only it can hear. Ethan never posted again. His channel remains up, frozen, like a grave. Since then, every night at 3:17 a.m., a new comment appears on one of his old videos. Always the same line. I can't hear my room anymore. But when people try to reply, the comment disappears, just like the silence between seconds. And now, here you are, listening to a story. So let me ask you, did your room get quiet, even for a moment? Did anything dip? Did the silence feel too clean? Not like real silence, but like something listening? If it did, don't reply. Don't say anything out loud. Because the listener doesn't need darkness. It only needs silence. And you just gave it yours.